Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Doing film breakdowns on days we lost sucks, but this film breakdown sucked so much more. What is up, Fin fans? We are breaking down the film of our loss, our embarrassing loss to the Tennessee Titans on Monday Night Football. Before we jump into the breakdown, some things I noticed. For the most part, until that last, drive where they scored their game-leading touchdown, it was a lot of short passes. We were playing very back off of them because we were playing kind of prevent. Very short passes, we had a hard time tackling them. Is that something new? I don't think so. The Dolphins definitely missed Javon Holland. I'm going to show you a play where it seems like Campbell, who was the safety on that side at that point, or it might have been Elliott, kind of struggled with his decision. I think it was Campbell, though. I saw 22. Definitely missed. And then Tua was off. Now, again, like I said, in all of the videos post this game, it's not all Tua's fault, but he also didn't help. It was a team loss, but Tua was definitely off at some points, and he was off at the worst parts that he could be off. And I'm going to show you. Now, he made some fantastic throws. He made some good movement in the pocket, but when we needed him to make the throws, when we needed him to make the intelligent decisions, he just didn't. So he was a part of the reason we lost, but to me, he wasn't the main reason we lost. And I'm going to break all that down for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to minimize myself, move myself over here, over chair, and we're going to break down the film. Now, this is Tua to Jalen Waddle. It's Miami on our own 28, 2nd and 10 here. Going to play it, and then we're going to break it down. We'll play action. Now, this play kind of banged up Jalen Waddle here. And I kind of saw what Tua wanted, right? Obviously, the play happened. We got Jalen Waddle down here. He's going to run kind of a deep crossing route. And what happens is Tyreek Hill here kind of runs a deep route. And it pulls this linebacker back a little bit. And by doing that, it gives open this big space because these guys kind of play the center of the field. And Tua thinks that he's going to travel with Tyreek and not come back and make the collision. And I'll show you exactly where I'm talking about. So right here, you see how 47, I'm thinking that is? See how 47 right here is starting to travel with Tyreek? And then you have Jalen Waddle running this deep crosser. When Tua throws it, he sees all of this real estate here. So he thinks I can get the ball to Waddle, and Waddle has the potential to, cut it up the field if he needs to. But when you look at it a little further, he peels off. See, he's already throwing it. So he's throwing it when he thinks that 47 is going to travel with Tyreek. You see, right? You got the giant open space. He puts the ball here because, got the cross in here. He thinks he's following him. He peels back because he's watching Waddle. He's not watching the ball. He's watching Waddle. So he sees Waddle on the crosser. Oh, this is my zone here. Let me come back to it. And makes a good play. Waddle catches it, but it's big hit. Kind of took him out for a play or two, but absolutely huge hit. This next play is the bad snap. Now, we can't really see inside here to see what happened. A better angle showed that... I do have a football. A better angle showed that the ball was snapped here. You can't even see it. The ball was snapped right here. Not here in his hand. It was snapped here. So Liam Eichenberg, when he snapped it short. He didn't put it into his hands. He kind of snapped it short, so Tua kind of grabbed it like this instead of like this. from the replay that was shown. Now, obviously, they don't have a nut cam here, so we can see exactly what happened. But the reason for me showing you this is it's the instance of where Tua has gotten better at it, but it still lingers of him trying to make a play. And you'll see, the bad snap, ball drops. He grabs it. Now, he thinks to himself, I have a chance to stand up and throw a pass. He wants to throw it to Devon Achane right here, which potential touchdown, right? Instead of, and this is on second down. This is second and goal. Instead of just getting it and just fall on the ball. Just fall on the ball. He's thinking, oh, I got the ball again. Let me make a move, thinking that I think this is Jones would make the block. Obviously, what kind of block are you doing here? In that instance, the fumble happens, play's dead. Don't even worry about it. Fall on it. Third and goal. Live to play another down. Worst case scenario, you kick 3. You're up 3-0. Worst case scenario, this happens. But there, Tua needs to just fall on the ball. Just fall on the ball, man. But luckily for us, this happens. This is the pick 6. He threw it right to him. And I'm wondering if that was the play. Like, I'm wondering if the scheme that was drawn up is, he's going to go after the quarterback. He's going to go after the quarterback. He's going to go after the quarterback. He's going to go after the quarterback, but then kind of drop back. I'm wondering if that's the scheme to kind of take these two guys out of it and give us a chance to get a safety, because he doesn't engage. He engages and then he kind of lets him push him back right into what looks like it's like a would-be type of screen play. And he just picks it off. Because if you watch, he engages, right? So you got rusher. 2 guys are blocking sealer. And then he kind of pulls back. Like he was expecting this. Like he's going to play this zone. And takes it in for the touchdown. It's a great play. It's a great defensive play. And I will say this for this game. For 90% of this game, the defense was doing fantastic. It was for those 2 drives for 4 minutes and 30 seconds where they fell apart. Example here. This is the 10%. This is the sack, which then in turn makes Bradley Chubb pissed. And then he throws his helmet. Great pressure. Now, I get it. Because that was third down. That was 3rd and 10. Right now, play's over. You see where the first down marker is. They got the ball to the 25. Whatever. We're up 7. Leave it alone. They kick the field goal. We're up by 4, right? And then if the game continues the way that it does, we still win because we're up by 4 instead of being up by... So we're up by 18 instead of being up by 14, and it's a whole different world, right? Let's say this play never happens. Whole different world. But unfortunately, he gets up, he gets angry, he smacks his helmet. Or Bradley Chubb sacks him. Like, how do you not sack him? Because you sack him here, you take him down to the 40, they have to punt. They don't get a touchdown. So then again, final score was what? 28-27? We win. It's the mental mistake here. And I know Bradley Chubb's kicking himself. And, we did get the ball back with the bad throw. It was like a pitch to Henry and Chubb falls on it, but it killed us. That absolutely killed us. So this is 3rd and 11. No, this is 3rd and 7. We're on their 40. We're on our own 42. And it's not even right. I cut out I misplaced. Gosh darn it. So this is 2nd and 7. We're on our own 34. And this is a play where you kind of, like I said, you kind of start to see, like, he's off. Now, at some points, again, I'm going to show you passes where he's on. But this one is a pass to Jalen Waddle. What was that? It didn't get tipped. That's a first down. We ended up on this one, I think we ended up punting. Yeah, we ended up punting on this one. It didn't get tipped or anything. That's a first down. He's giving him a cushion. He's giving him a huge cushion. Just a bad throw. That's what I'm talking about. Like, at the times that we need him to be on, he was off in this game. And that was one of them. Then we have this 22-yarder, so we ended up punting. Again, it's still 7-7 at this point. Or no, I think they kick a field goal. Yes, they kick a field goal, so we're down by 3. It is now 3rd and 2, and we're on our own 29 after I think they kick a field goal. And great play here. Now, Tua scanning the defense. You could see his eyes. He looks over, and he sees Cedric Wilson one-on-one. 3rd and 2. Watch what he does. Such a good back shoulder throw. Could have been called a little PI there. But this is what I'm talking about when, like, he was on here. He knew, and he trusts his receivers, that I know my guy's running a little bit of a fade down the sideline, and I know that he's going to jam him. He'll get off that block because you got these guys respecting the speed at the top of the screen with Devon Achane and with Jalen Waddle. Look at the distance they're giving them. They respect them. This guy, he doesn't think, I don't need to worry about him. He doesn't have speed. He's not going to beat me. So what does he do? It's a good back shoulder throw. And Cedric Wilson with the catch. Absolute thing of beauty. So now we're on their goal line. It is 3rd and 2 on their 2. And now with these plays, it's called the play, right? Now I normally will play it, but I'm just going to show you. It's a fade right here. It's a fade. He's going to throw a fade to Cedric Wilson Jr. And that's the play. You drop back, 1-2, look, you put it at the back corner of the end zone, and you let your guy go up and get it. But I just wish he had Raheem Mostert for a touchdown on an in route. I'll show you. Now again, the play is throw the fade. 3rd and 2. That's the play. Underthrew it. Got to put a little bit further back here. A little further back here. But if you watch Raheem Mostert, boom. You hit him, that's a touchdown. That's definitely a touchdown. He's catching that for a touchdown. But that's the play. He called the fade of the back corner of the end zone, and that's the play. But he hit Raheem for a touchdown there. So we end up kicking a field goal. It's 10-10. So again, let's backtrack because, you know, we love to do that, and it just breaks my heart. Chubb gets the sack, doesn't throw his helmet. It takes 7 off the board. Instead of that being a field goal, we get a touchdown. We add 7 on the board. So it's like the game, we should have destroyed them if it wasn't for our stupid mistakes. And that is what hurts the most, is because it shouldn't have gotten to the point where they had a chance to come back with 4:30 left in the game. You added points on, right? You take 7 from them, gave us 7. So instead of the final score being 27-21 or 28-27, it's actually 34 to 21. Like, it's just a different world of but it's, again, ifs and buts. You know what I'm saying? So after that, this is the deep pass to Devon Achane, at the bottom of the screen. And if he breaks my heart, he's a rookie, and he's not Tyreek Hill. Like, this is a play for Tyreek Hill, and he still respects him. He still gives him the distance. It's right here. Tua hasn't thrown it yet, but he's looking back. So he lets it rip. This is when he slows down. You can watch it. I'll play it full speed. When he puts his hand and looks back, you'll see he slows down. Watch. And let's see how he picks it up. If he did not slow down there, right here, if he just kept running, that's possibly a touchdown. But that happened on 3rd and 4. We were on our own 15. And again, it's 10-10. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. But this next play, Tyreek Hill comes back in. We saw it on Hard Knocks where it's like, hey, should we throw it to him? Tyreek Hill comes back in, and you instantly see what Tyreek Hill does. Because you look at the top of the screen, and you see Jalen Waddle up here. Now, we're in an I formation. Look at the distance here, and look at the distance here. If you watch 0 through the whole play, he gives Tyreek this cushion for the entire play. And that is the reason why Tyreek is always so open, because they're afraid to beat him over the top. Look, he's even backpedaling. Look at the distance. Distance. He thinks he's going. And that's why these, I don't know what these routes are called. I can draw it. He goes up. I guess it's an out route. But he's giving him this distance because he's afraid to get beat over the top. So these are going to be open all day, every day. And that's for 23 yards. Thing of beauty. Absolute thing of beauty. We ended up, was it this drive or the next drive? No, we ended up not kicking a field goal. I think we ended up punting here. But still thing of beauty. Now, Tua had a ton of pressure on him, and we're going to see it here. But again, there's instances throughout the game where he shows the Tua that we saw against Washington, against all these other teams, where he gets pressure in his face, and he does a good job of stepping up, giving himself time, drops it off to Alec Ingold, hurdles, Walter Payton, man of the year. But it's that move to give himself time. Now, I could have dropped it here. He could have dropped it here. But on the move, he said, I'll drop it off here. I'll get the first down. And more, because it was for 13 yards. But it's the pocket presence. It's there. He's got time up front to get around it. Makes the move. But then when we needed him to do it, and I'm going to show you, he doesn't. That's what kills me. Absolutely kills me. This is a 25-yarder to Tyreek Hill. And again, I'm going to repeat myself like a broken record. When Tua was on, that man was on. And this pass was beautiful. At this point in the game, it is still, I think it's a 13-10 game. We're down by 3. Just watch. Like just beautiful. And I love and again, his pocket presence. When he's on, he's on. He's going to feel some pressure coming from here. He's going to feel some slight pressure coming from here. So he just subtly shifts over just a little bit to give himself enough time to be able to deliver it in between these two defenders. Because he has a gap where the defender's going to leave him and Tyreek Hill's going to run it. And he has a defender here, and then he has a defender here who's closing in on the pass. And he just drops it right in the bucket. It's a beautiful pass and a great catch. From here to the outside, the numbers there, perfectly timed, perfectly passed. Just absolute thing of beauty. Now, this is where Tua slips. And it sucks because he has Braxton Berrios in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And we end up kicking a field goal and going up by 3. So again, 4 points left off the board. Could just add them to the total and show. And again, it made me feel better watching this film because we beat ourselves. There were stupid mistakes. There was slipping. There was, bad passes. There was bad coverage. We clean that stuff up. We win. We blow out this game on the national stage, but we didn't. Now he rolls, and then it looks like he jumps, but he slips. And it looks like he's getting ready to plant his feet to make a throw. And look at Braxton Berrios in the back of the end zone. But he wouldn't have much time, so he would have to plant his feet and let it rip. But he falls. But he really didn't even need to, like, run like that. That's what I'm talking about, like, the difference. Like, this was one of those games where you're just like, Tui, why are you so inconsistent in this game? He didn't need to run like that. He didn't need to. Just a very subtle step up. He didn't need to run to his left. He didn't need to do any of that stuff. Just a very subtle step up. And here, Braxton. Right here. For the touchdown. This next one is the incomplete pass to Devon Achane. And this is where, when I was watching the game, I was like, there's something off. There's something off here. Because he hits Devon Achane for this one, and this is 1st and 20 because of a stupid penalty on the offensive line, of course. And we would have got a huge chunk off of this one. Just missed him. And you know for a fact, you get that in Achane's hands and all of this real estate, yeah, there's defenders here, he'll make the miss. He'll get the first and more, but worst case scenario, he gets it back to the 50 and makes it 2nd and 7. Worst case. But Tua just sails it on him. And there was a play before where he, I showed you, he sailed it on Jalen Waddle. This one is 3rd and 6. Same drive. Eventually do get it to the 50. I think we ran the ball. Tua takes a sack here. And like I said, I like to watch these and see, like, did he need to run? Was there someone open? Drops back. He wanted to throw this. He look like he looks like Skylar Thompson here. Watch him pump fake. Throw it. I understand it's 3rd and 6. I understand you want it. Just throw it. You have him. You have him right here. Throw the ball, man. Throw the ball. Feet are planted. You're ready. Hit him. He'll get the first down. We'll take the lead again for hit him. But he takes off running. He didn't even need to. He didn't need that sack was unwarranted. He didn't need to take that sack. So now this is 2nd and 2. The Tennessee Titans are on the Dolphins 26. This is the first touchdown that brings it back into the game. And this is kind of where it shows we're missing Javon Holland. Yeah, because that's Elijah Campbell. That's 22. That's Elijah Campbell. That's not Deshaun Elliott. Because he passes him off knowing that he has him here. Got a defender here. You got to close in on that. Left them wide open. Yeah, that's not Deshaun Elliott. That's Elijah Campbell. Deshaun Elliott's 21. Because the job back here on this route is Ramsey. He even had DeAndre Hopkins for a touchdown. Look at this. The defense just fell apart at that point. Just fell apart at that point. They ended up scoring a touchdown. So we're up 27-13. 27-21. They and I'm getting the 2-point conversion. Here it's 3rd and 6. Now there's 3 minutes left, give or take. And Tua runs for this one to try to get the first down. It's 3rd and 6. He runs for 4 yards. Does he need to run? No. Drops back, looking. I give it to him. No one's open. He's looking. No one's open yet. Steps up. See, at this point, you hit Mostert. Throw it to Raheem. Boop. Throw it to Raheem. He'll get that first down. There's a penalty. So I don't even think at this point, like breaking this down and trying to be like, oh, hit Raheem, look at the first down, yada, yada. There was a penalty. I think it was holding on Liam Eichenberg. It's going to come back. But I don't think he needed to run. You step up, hit Raheem. We've seen him do it. He just did it with with Alec Ingold. Stepped up, rolled to his left, and hit Alec Ingold. He could do it. This play breaks my heart. A lot of these plays break my heart. This is man-to-man coverage. And you see the distance that they're giving, the defenders all are giving. Look at the distance here. It is 1st and 10 from their own 36. They are down by 6. And you got DeAndre Hopkins here. He's going to be running essentially a deep crossing route. And you're going to have these receivers kind of run routes to counteract his deep crossing route. And what that does is it brings these defenders this way and kind of block Jalen Ramsey from connecting with DeAndre Hopkins, leaving him wide open. Gives him a cushion. Here comes the receiver. Gave him too much of a cushion, butt naked open. And we gave him too much time. I think we only sent 3. No, we sent 4, but no pressure. I'd blitz there. Marches down the field. Scores a touchdown. We're down by 1. We had a minute and something to get something here. There's 40 seconds left on the clock. This is a bubble screen to Devon Achane. And he tries to get out of bounds, but they run the clock anyway. So what I'm about to show you, he should have done. Plain and simple. So Achane's in motion. Bubble screen. I hate these bubble screens because essentially you have one defender here who has to block 2 guys. And you just hope that your guy can break one guy's ankles. Well, he does. And that's where it kills me. Because they essentially run the clock. So we think he gets out, but he doesn't. But what he should have done right here. Now, I get what Achane is thinking, right? We don't have any timeouts. There's 40 seconds left. We need to get minimum probably here. Minimum, they got to get there. Let me try to do something. So what he does is he runs and he jukes and he tries to get out of bounds to stop the clock. My man just run straight. Just run. Get the first down. If he just put the burners on and just ran straight, yeah, you don't even know what might happen because he's got a blocker here. He could have housed it if he wanted to. I don't know. Anything could have happened. But to me, you put the burners on, man. You just go, dude. Just go. Run straight. But he doesn't. And he tries to get out of bounds. Now, that defender closed in on him. Worst case scenario, we get the first down. But then we could spike the ball. Then all of a sudden, we got 3 new downs to play with. And then there's the sack. And I watched this, and I was like, oh, God, our offensive line. But then after watching it again, this is on Tua. He didn't need to take that sack. Drops back. Right here. Or right here. He had his options. Boom. Hit Durham Smythe. That's what I do. Hit Durham Smythe. You had time. You didn't really need to move. Then you trip over your offensive lineman, and that's when you go down. That's essentially how the sack happens. is he trips over his offensive lineman. I think that is Jones. He trips over 65. Right there. And goes down. But to me, back foot drops, hit Durham Smythe for the first down. And possibly more. Possibly more. He could cut it up the field. That defender's following him. He's coming down for Tyreek. You could possibly get more. It breaks my heart, which I've said so much in this video, because there were so many opportunities just to put this game away that it didn't have to get to this point. But even with it being at this point, we should have won this game. So many opportunities left on the field. Super discouraging because we should have won this game, but also a tiny bit encouraging because if they can just fix these mistakes, they can win these games. And it's the same thing with the Chiefs game. They just need to fix those mistakes and they can win these games. And they got to prove it, man. I've said it, and earlier today, I said it yesterday. Win the next 3. I'm not saying they're gonna. I'm not saying it's easy. But if you want to show that you deserve to either be the number 1 seed or clinch the AFC East, you win the next 3 games. You win the next 2 and Buffalo loses 1. So we beat the Jets next week and Buffalo loses this week. So we beat the Jets and Buffalo loses this week, and then we beat the Cowboys next week, which isn't going to be an easy task. The Miami Dolphins clinch the AFC East. It's that simple. But I've said this last year. So can they do it? Are they the same team as last year? They saying no. Let's see how they bounce back from an embarrassing loss. But like usual, stay classy. FN's up.